specifically for something, maybe a recording or a comm link that might have some information or paperwork or whatever's in here.
So not really. You find the clothing, which
Mm.
is like standard, sort of, kind of similar to what you're wearing, but less armored. Um, it is got Dalcorp logos on it, and some holes in it from where the bullets hit these people. Uh, Aside from that, not much.
Here's the other question. So this mercenary team rode up on something. We didn't see any tracks indicating heavy vehicles so far, right?
Right, but it has been a couple of days, and the snow tends to cover that shit.
True. But I'm trying to figure out. It's there's obviously something. Well, obviously there's something going on because everyone's dead. But there's only 4 out of the 10 here,
Hmm.
and they're dead with ammo we would not expect mercs to use.
Nah, I think it could be mercs. It's just bullets.
It could still be mercs if they're not like amazing mercs, or they were doing cheap. They're doing this for
If
cheap.
they
It's
were
like,
doing clean, yeah. If they didn't need 80 PS, you wouldn't waste it on
that is
scientists, would
very
you?
true. Um,
I think one thing is this line of thought isn't going to get us anywhere. What could
Yeah.
get
No,
us somewhere
it's
is if we
figure out
find
what
a rifle-sized weapon that could have caused those holes.
True.
If you're what you're suspecting is what I think you are suspecting.
Maybe let's move on to the next building and see what's going on the comm station.
Yeah.
Do we want to finish? We should actually finish out the next 3 just to ensure that while we're in the calm, there's nothing going to come out from over there.
Well, unless they're
You want to
drones,
clear. Sec-
but it's a good
You
idea.
want
Also,
to. You want to.
there's no reason not to clear these buildings while we're here.
Yeah, let's clear them.
Okay, so you can sweep through them, and they're exactly how Warden described.
Okay.
There's some food around here. Yeah, R&R mess. It's all good.
Okay.
So the good news is we could survive out here based off the generator still running and the things here.
Yeah,
You
if
could
it
do,
came
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, until the storm goes down, we can call back.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's continue to the comm station, I guess, to investigate.
Should we do a swing by the generator as well, just to clear it?
I think if we need to, yeah. But until we get into the comm room, I don't even know what's wrong.
Okay, so you go into the comm room, and again, it's exactly how Warden described. It's just a shit ton of electronics that is all messed up and transmitting so much noise that it is just destroying everything in the area.
Is there a switch to turn off the power for the entire comp station here?
No, not in here.
Okay.
Is there anything intact that you could salvage here? I'm not
So
sure.
it's like potentially salvageable if you have the know-how. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't look. No one's lit this shit on fire like they did the vehicles. So, like, just looking at it, you're like, I don't know. If someone knew what they were doing, maybe they could find a way to, fix this.
Can we see what kind of sabotage has been made here? Is it something where they have just used some kind of axis and smashed it, or?
Yeah, it looks very clumsy. It's hard to tell exactly what they did, but again, kind of like with the vehicles, it was just kind of clumsy but vaguely efficient. Just physical smashing.
Okay.
This is either one of the worst mercs I've ever heard, or something else is going on.
Well, they've done their job, right? They've put the base out of operations. If
Well,
that
here's
was
the
ever
thing.
how to
They
do.
want this spot, don't they? So they would
Yeah,
either.
why would they be destroying all of this stuff if the idea was to take over this location and convert it into an oil drilling facility?
Something else has to be going on here.
Or they could be doing it to cost the company enough money to move. But it would still probably be easier to smash enough to scare them, keep enough intact, and
Or
convert
steal it.
Or steal it. If
But
it's
anyway,
valuable.
This is all just speculation still. I think we should keep searching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can. I can't tell based off the. Can we climb the telescope thing next to the comm station? Is that like a tower?
You could. You don't see much reason to at the moment, but like
Okay. Well, I
potentially.
was just thinking if I could do like a from up there. I could do. It's too windy to look to see far out, isn't there? Because I have a pair of binoculars.
Your vision is severely limited in this area. Yeah,
That's
not
never mind.
not
That's
only
not-
not only is it like pitch black, but it is windy as hell, and the snowfall is thick.
So-
And not to mention like the fog. Yeah, you're having a hard time seeing. So the fact that you're sticking together is good. And you're thanking your days for these navigation lights, which are allowing you to quite easily move along the paths.
Okay. Okay, so research and tech, underground, generator. Turn off the calm stuff, see if Smog can touch it and make it work better. I don't know.
Smog, this is all on you.
Well, I think we should leave the comm station for now until we have some conclusions on what's going on.
All right.
Unless you really see a strong need to turn it on or enable it right now.
Well, a message telling him that his camp has been attacked so he can start putting together replacements would be valuable. Like, he's going to have to start replacing these scientists. So if we tell him, the sooner we tell him, the sooner we can put a team together and get them out here. Because time is money.
I think we should do a complete sweep first
no.
and be able to. Maybe we can actually learn a bit more about what happened by searching the last two sites.
Okay, so which one are you headed to now?
I think we should go for the research facility with the
Okay.
computers.
So again, it is pretty much as described. However, this place hasn't been smashed up. So yeah,
So
it's
they might
relatively
not have been
intact.
So they might not have been after the research. Or they might have wanted the research intact.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Of course, the devices in here are still getting fucked by the noise. There is also the trapdoor on the bottom.
I'll point that out if I saw it.
You did.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll want to check one of the terminals.
Okie dokie. As I say, it is malfunctioning thanks to the noise.
Okay,
But it doesn't
okay.
look like someone's physically smashed it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then we might have to do something about the noise. But yeah, should we check downstairs?
Let's give it a try.
Do we have any idea how large the downstairs location is?
So the Johan told you that it is quite far down, but not quite as extensive as this place. So like it's smaller, it's just underground.
So the thing is now, do we
Okay,
want to get
okay.
communications established before we
Yeah.
go down there?
Actually, I've changed my mind based on that we have potential information in the research lab, but due to the noise, we cannot evaluate the information, which might give us some clues to any dangers we could be facing downstairs before we go. So to do things in the right order, I would think we should get the comm station either offline or up working.
I think it's a good idea. We could at least give contact back to the Johnson if we needed to.
I mean, even if we're just able to turn off the noise, we would still be able to do matrix communication via our satellite links, I would think.
I think it's a good idea to
long
do
as-
it now because if we need it later, there's no chance it's going to happen.
Plus, this will also let us monitor the helicopter.
Indeed.
Yep.
let's do it.
Okay, so just to confirm, you guys are not going downstairs.
Not yet.
Right.
Okay,
We'll be
okay.
back in a second as soon as we fix the noise problem.
Right here. So you can head back to the comm center and take a looky-loo. Does anyone have any active or knowledge skills that would pertain to fixing complex equipment like this?
If this is industrial mechanics, I don't have any knowledge about it. If it's hardware, I have a little bit.
Right. So a piece of equipment this large and this complex is going to be closer in the realm of industrial mechanic than it would be hardware. Because it is not just a small finicky piece of electronic equipment. This is
No.
like
Yeah.
all the bells and whistles. It's even got a pylon.
Yeah. Then I will suggest that we check out the power generator and see if there's a power override for the comp station. We can switch off from there, since we were not able to find one at the comp station.
Okay, so you're going to go to the power generator?
Yep.
Okie dokie. You walk into the power generator. There is an enormous power generator chugging away.
Yep. Is there any switchboard?
No, this is like a big piece of mechanical equipment.
Okay, so no form of control.
I mean, not that's like there's a load of dials and buttons, but like nothing super obvious to you right off the bat.
Okay, well, I'll try to touch it to create a direct connection,
Okie dokie.
and then I'll look for icons that will hopefully show the different locations.
So this is like again another piece of industrial equipment that is like more valves and I forget the word, but it's not particularly electronic in nature. So how able are you to interface with it? As a technomancer.
As a technomancer, I mean, I'm not sure what you are asking. I mean, I still don't have any industrial mechanics knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, have hardware, computer, and software skills. I can look at the icons and see if normally icons will be shaped like, so it's fairly easy to use. So maybe
Right.
there was some.
So the thing is that this isn't like a device that's like connected to anything. It's connected by pipes and valves and shit.
Okay.
And winches and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's not like an electronic device that you can very easily interface with.
No.
The comms equipment is kind of like that. It's just all fucked up. But this is like...
Okay, so what you're saying is I could try to interface with the comp, but I might get electrocuted.
It might be, it might be an experience.
Great.
If you could find some kind of industrial mechanic, I'm not going to say anything.
I'm assuming our pilot has no knowledge of this.
Yeah, nobody has knowledge of industrial mechanic.
All right.
Nobody on the hub, anyway. Not that I know of.
There might be like one or two people like have a skill group of engineering, but it's not very common.
Nobody who applied did.
Nobody who applied. So our only other option is to hopefully find one of the 6 remaining scientists, if they're still alive, knows how to turn this off.
Yep. Or we could cut the power the hard way. I mean,
I would really prefer not, because it would be honestly better for us to hunker down, wait for the storm to pass, and then us like hike out far enough to get past the noise, and then come back. Like, we do not want to turn off what is keeping
Let's
us.
not potentially permanently destroy something.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna go back